gathering that is sanctioned by Blizzard, and the winner of this fireside gathering actually gets a slot at the 2016 Winter Preliminaries, which is a big deal because whoever gets wins the Winter Preliminaries gets one of 4 slots into the BlizzCon for the season. So yeah.
And we're right now down to 4 players. We're gonna bounce between games a little bit as they're going. So the players that we have on the stage right now are Circumstance, who is playing Bryce Jar, and also Gearframe versus Macarimi. Yeah. One of these 4 players will be in the Winter Preliminaries.
It's super exciting. I'm like really super jazzed because these are all really good players. We've seen them. We've seen at least 3 of them before. This is the first time that I think we've had Bryce Jar here, but the other 3 we've had at previous fireside gatherings, and they always finish very highly. So they're very strong players. Oh, he's trying to use earbuds instead. The other guy took his headset off.
So, are any of them started on their games, or?
Yeah, you know what? I think it looks like Circumstance and Bryce Jar are started, so we're going to go ahead and hop into their game.
All right. Take a look at what's going on here.
And yeah, they're full on into the first game here, and
oh wow, yeah, Bryce Jar already down to 9 health on his Warlock.
Yeah, and from previous rounds, we've seen it's a handlock, so not always the worst sign that he's already low on health. But it looks like, I don't know, he just put up a nice wall. Really, for a mage to break through and do 9 damage isn't super hard. Mm-hmm. With a little RNG, he actually has enough damage in his hand right now, but it would really take a lot of RNG to get there.
All of these players have been really strong throughout, most of them either sweeping or winning 3-1 as they move through the brackets today. So I think both the semifinals and the final matchup is going to be really exciting to watch. And whoever comes out on top is going to be a good representation for Arizona.
Yeah, deserving. Absolutely. So, we saw, it looks like we need just out of the 5 missiles, 3 to go to the face, and
none of them make it.
1. Yeah. Oh wait, is that enough? It looks like it is.
It is. And so Circumstance takes the first game.
A little RNG in his favor, but still, he had a real strong board there. We're going to go and hop to the first game between Gearframe
and Macarimi.
Yep.
See what's going on. Okay, Druid v Rogue. I actually haven't seen any of Macarimi's games today, but I know he's gone through, I think, 3-0 in all of his games today.
Yeah, I think you're right. 3-0 or 3-1. Yeah, he's been very, very strong, and he was strong. He was our finalist in our last fireside gathering.
That's right.
So back for a little bit of vengeance. And remember, his deck is always loaded up with sweet gold cards, gold like legendaries.
Golden Rogue.
Oh, it is a golden rogue.
Yeah.
That always scares me whenever you run into a rogue. Like, rogues are just like, they're kind of icky, you know? Like,
very toxic already on their own.
I know, right? Just I don't know, the one turn, the amount of damage they can dish out with like oil rogue is just, it's just hard to play against sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I have a hard time playing rogue personally. Maybe it's just the play style, but I don't know. Whenever I see a gold rogue, it's a red flag that this guy usually knows what he's doing.
Right. And what do we know about Gearframe's Druid?
I think it's a standard. Like a combo druid. We saw a little bit of it in his last matchup, but we only caught the very end of the game, so I don't really know too much. By the hand, it looks like it's a combo druid. And you know, druid's cool because it's super reliable and consistent. Mm-hmm. You know, you rely on the combo, the Force of Nature Savage Roar, and just establishing board presence over time. But I'm not actually sure who's favored in this matchup.
That was going to be my next question. Thanks for just like totally railroading me there. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, I guess. We're having a little glitch with the UI here. You can see because he just had a dagger that was like a 5 damage dagger, but we didn't actually see it in his hand. That's what happens in the spectator mode. It's a little glitchy sometimes.
Right. And we apologize that our player 2 cards are not right side up. We had it working in our last tournament, and the RNG gods were with some people today, and RNGesus was just not with us in terms of the stream setup.
That's so true. And oh my god, this is a fully golden deck. You just use a golden coin to summon a golden Dr. Boom. It's very pretty. It's like an intimidation factor too. I bet Gearframe is just a little bit shaking in his boots right now.
I think he's wearing flip-flops.
He's shaking in his flip-flops right now.
Double Dr. Boom on the board.
Yeah.
He's going to go for face. He's got a pretty strong position as it is, so...
Yeah, and it's not hard to find 6 damage in a rogue. It's a pretty scary position for a druid to be in.
Yeah, really nothing in Gearframe's hand to block that damage coming straight to his face at this point.
Yeah, and leaving 2 boombots out is a little bit worrisome because you could have the combo, and those boombots each can do 4 damage. But the Sludge Belchers is perfect response to that.
Right. But of course we don't see combo in hand. It looks like we have Force of Nature only. Gearframe not able to clear a minion with the first Boombot.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what he can do to get out of this position. He's cleared the board down, but 7 health is still pretty easy for a rogue to overcome. Right, and from his hand we can see that he has 6 damage right now with the SI7 agent and the dagger. He might use the Fan of Knives to try to find that 1 extra damage that he needs.
Yep, and here it goes. Poison.
And is that enough? Does he have enough? I think he's 1 mana short.
Is he?
Because he has to still get a dagger and then use the poison.
Yep. Way to math.
Thank you. Still, I don't know. It's a tough place for Gearframe. This is what we call drama, the silence. It's not just us, not talking.
I was dancing to the beats, actually.
Yeah, if you hear the music in the background, it's because we're in a barcade, the Grid, which is a really cool place, and they've been really nice to offer the space for these events.
Yeah, this is our 3rd event now that we've been hosting these fireside gatherings here at the Grid Games and Growlers, not Gamers and Growlers.
Oh, I gotta fix that.
The Grid Games and Growlers here in Mesa, Arizona. And we're just really excited that Blizzard has extended us the opportunity to host a Tavern Heroes event so that we can send one of our local gamers.
Yeah, I saw the Tavern Hero events pop up, and I actually sent a message to Blizzard because I really wanted to be able to represent Arizona, and because I know we have a really good talent pool here. So I think this is a really exciting opportunity for us to send one of our boys or girls. Well, these are all boys at this point, but
yeah, sorry girls. We did have a few girls in the tournament today. I'm always excited when that happens for us because we get some representing happening.
And we have Honorable Sudoku to end the game with Gearframe.
So we now have game 1 over for both of our semi-final matches.
We're gonna hop back over and see how we're doing in the Circumstance match. If I can find it. Oh. I guess I could use a mouse instead of this trackpad.
I think we should just keep doing everything as difficult as possible. Oh, it looks like this.
We're here just in time.
Just in time to find out the conclusion.
Oh, the freeze mage.
Circumstance dominating. Oh, but the freeze mage
just
takes it at the end. That is what you get.
It's a very freeze magey thing.
Wow.
Yeah, we tuned in just in time to see a massive amount of damage and a comeback there.
Oh, don't turn that too far, please. Because
like this is fine. They have their campaign, but yeah, that's perfect.
just probably no more than that. That's good. Yeah. But no more.
We're just waiting for the players to select their next decks and start in on the next match.
Have Macarimi and Gearframe started theirs, or are they still
No,
okay?
It looks like Bryce there. We'll go ahead and spectate from Bryce Jar's perspective this game. They're what, 1-1?
They are 1-1 right now.
All right. I will be right back.
All right, I got this covered. You're stuck with me, everyone. Well, as expected, with that wild growth in hand, the druid's taking a jump, trying to gain traction with the mana early, and he's got the cards in hand to be able to really effectively use that, having those 4 and 5 drops already on turn 3. We haven't watched any Circumstances games up until now. We did briefly watch in the quarterfinals, but haven't seen much of the decks. This looks like a pretty standard hunter that's on his board right now. Yes.
I'm just going to be putting the photos of the players on the computer.
Bytes is trying to figure out how to plug his camera into a computer that already has lots of devices going on for our stream here.
And I figured it out.
Circumstance dominating the board now. But Bryce Jar is 2 mana ahead of him in the curve, so he's got the opportunity to try to do something to bring him down, especially with this swipe right now.
It's choosing to swipe the Wrath Guard instead of the Knife Juggler. I don't know if it's worth it. Is 1 more damage on the board, but you're definitely going to get that 1 damage from the Knife Juggler.
Right, from your juggles.
Yeah. I guess in this case now he does have the option to attack, use his hero power and get rid of the Knife Juggler, where you wouldn't have that option in the other case.
Ooh. Savannah Highmane, difficult for Bryce Jar to deal with.
Yeah, this is a really rough board. He could silence it and run his 5/5 into it, but that still leaves out 2 tough minions on the board.
Which actually takes him 1 away from lethal if he
Right.
does that.
And you can't see it in his hand, but Circumstance got a lot of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, Circumstances Hunter seems to be a pretty standard basic control hunter. I don't see any, really wild cards coming out on the board.
No, yeah. I like the face hunter decks, the aggressive decks that also still have the late game of the Savannah Highmane. Because some of them, you do see the Leper Gnome in Circumstance hand, which usually means it's like a really fast, like really hyper aggressive deck.
Yeah, but these later game cards really make sure that he doesn't run out of momentum, which can very easily happen with the face hunters if they're unable to break through or if their opponent has really sticky minions on their board.
Absolutely.
See how smart I am?
You are. And I don't know if you just saw what came out here.
I didn't. I wasn't paying attention.
Warsong Commander would have guaranteed that he could use his hero power twice and do 4 damage. So it was a nail in the coffin, really.
So that takes us to 2-1 in Circumstance's favor right now in this semifinal matchup.
And I forget what deck he has left. But we'll hop over and see how we're doing on the other match right now. Mouse. Keep remembering. Huh.
Oh.
Oh, I'm still spectating.
All right, so checking in on Gearframe and Makarimi in their semifinal matchup. We believe this is game 2. We aren't sure. We might have missed a whole game in the cycle that we were watching before, but...
And it's a Druid Mirror match.
Yes.
So... From the state of the board, it's really... It looks like Emperor Thorson came out and discounted some really important cards. Mm-hmm. So we have we have the combo that is in Gearframe's hand.
Yes, for cheap mana.
Exactly.
Well, cheaper mana.
The question is if he's going to use part of that combo now to clear the board. One thing he's not going to play is Wild Growth, because this is the absolute worst turn to Wild Growth, because you don't get a card and you don't get any mana.
Right.
And he's just using Savage Roar.
Clear out the bigger threat and establish his own threat on the board to try to regain some balance.
Yeah.
What do we see up there in Makarimi's hand?
We have
another Wild Growth.
And lethal.
Oh, yes we do.
Yeah, there's just no way for Gearframe to deal with the Shade.
Wow, so that's at least 2-0 for Makarimi in this matchup.
Yeah, and I think Gearframe might be relying too much on the Druid, and Druids just can do that. They can just let you down over and over again.
Let's wait and see what our final matchup here is between these two people. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought right there.
That's fine. Yeah, we can wait. We don't have to hop back over. Okay, and they've already selected. I guess there's only one deck really for Makarimi to use. His last one, it looks like, is a Warlock.
All right. Oh, Golden Warlock.
Doesn't surprise me. This guy's got gold everything. I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I've have a halfway decent golden collection kind of on my way. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
And how many gold heroes?
I have two gold heroes.
Okay.
And I have 2 that are over 400, so they're close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near that. No. I don't play nearly enough for these things. So if Makarimi can win with his... Do we know anything about what his lock is?
I don't know. And from this hand, we can't tell too much. It could definitely be a zoo. We see sticky minions and we see defender. Yeah, and with the Dark Iron Dwarf that is drawn there, it looks like a zoo deck.
Yes, we are responding to chat here. Oh, hi there. Welcome. We are doing best of 5 in a conquest style format. So every deck that our participants win with is then locked out for the remainder of that series.
Yeah, so that's why we only have this last deck for Macrame. Gearframe has his whole lineup, but he's still trying to use the Druid.
Really trying to break through with that Druid.
Which is a shame, because I kind of want to see some of his other decks. I need to study my matchups a little more, because I don't know, again, which is favored in this. They both seem like very consistent decks. I think that the Druid has enough to be able to keep the board clear and keep tempo against the Zoo deck, but I don't know for sure.
Now, if I had been thinking ahead, I would have put another device in front of me specifically to Google these things.
So I wonder what Gearframe's going to play. Is he going to try to innervate out the Emperor to give him an advantage for turns to come in the later, or is he going to stick with just playing on curve? And it looks like he's going to play on curve.
Play on curve.
And he still has a really strong board control, and he's actually pushing to face instead of clearing.
Right. And it's not that he's in a bad position at this point. It's really, it seems like based on the minions that are in both players' hand, it's kind of just what order they decide to play their cards right now that are going to really determine the direction of the game and how quickly it swings one way or another.
Yeah, there's not really a ton of RNG right now. It is very strategy-based decision making. Oh, he's choosing to innervate. I kind of like this play because it sets up a really good turn 6. Well, he has a couple options on turn 6. You can Thoris in, or you can use Wrath and Keeper if needed. But it also builds his board presence. And
with an egg and taunting.
It's smart at this point.
Not to get too excited and push when he can step back a little. And
he's trying to stay also above 14 health, which is the magic number for the combo.
Right.
But he's still got a couple turns left
before he has to worry about that.
But a silence and attack gets Gearframe through and puts him down to 11 health for Macrame. So he drew a second Wrath. I was trying to figure out why he still had a Wrath in his hand, but I just saw him use one.
Right. So. Yeah, he drew the second Ancient and the Wrath on that turn.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Oh, guard. At this point, he's got to be bold. Oh.
Be bold, push for some presents. Do we have lethal?
Circumstance might be done. Or
all right, give us just a second. You want to laugh?
Where shall I strike?
All right, so the news is that Circumstance won his final game there. So we had a final score of Circumstance 3 to Bryce Jar's 1 win. And they are going to wait for the outcome here of the Gearframe Macrame matchup. And then we will be moving on to the finals.
Yeah, this is exciting. Oh wow, it's really bold to throw out a Flame Imp there and take yourself down to 4 health, where a single swipe can take you out. But he doesn't even need a swipe, he has Druid Claw, and that will be enough for Gearframe to take a win and make the match a 1 Gearframe to 2 Macrame score. So now we will get to see another Gearframe deck. And yeah, we'll see what happens at this point.
The question is, can he reverse sweep his semifinal matchup here now that he's got the Druid out of the way?
Yeah, I would love to see it. I mean, not that I want to see Macrame lose, but it's exciting to see a reverse.
No playing favorites.
Yeah, no.
But yes, it does make for a really exciting matchup.
See, the reason I'm cheering for Gearframe is because I've taken him out of every other tournament that we've played in. And
he has actually said the words that Bytes here is his nightmare.
Yeah, that's what he said when he came. He was very happy to hear that I was administrating this tournament and not competing in it. And I did tell him, though, if he does win the prize, that he will have to face me as a final boss before I give it to him. But I actually don't have that power. I would do it as a fun game, though, just to see. So we have Priest versus Warlock.
Okay.
And it looks like it's a Dragon Priest. Solid match versus a Zoo deck. If he can keep drawing good cards on curve. And this turn is kind of a null turn.
So based on what we saw before, I'm sorry, I had to actually step away to take the score in the circumstance Bryce jar.
Mm-hmm.
Did we determine that, yes, this is a pretty a Zoo deck happening with the Warlock?
What I like is that he has Morlock the Impaler, which is a card you don't see too often. If you do see it, it is usually in a Zoo deck or in a Druid deck. And the card is it's a 4-mana minion, and if you have 4 other minions on the board, when you summon it, you can do 4 damage. So it really does require you to flood the board. Now, Priest has a few answers to that kind of flooding, and we see a couple in Gearframe's hand in the form of Light Bomb and Holy Nova.
Right.
We saw a pretty clutch draw there of a dragon on turn 3, so that he can at least summon the 2/3.
Right, activate his other dragon.
He would love to see another dragon come in his hand next turn, so he can put out a big fat taunt.
Absolutely. Especially as Macrame starts building his presence here with his smaller minions.
And that's not a dragon; it's a dead draw, and that turn
And
really
a
hurts.
turn, yeah.
It's kind of.
It's really a turn. Wow, I know how to English.
That turn is so turn. Wow. So this could snowball quite a bit.
Wow, really beefing up that Void Walker there and the Knife Juggler.
Yeah, I mean, we have an answer in the form of Holy Nova, but that only clears 3 of the minions. It still leaves the 2 on the board, but it's probably the best.
It's really the only answer he has right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still alive. I mean, even going face this turn, he's still at 10. Well, 8. Wait, did I count right?
8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good maths. Yeah.
And now he's got some activators for his dragons, but is it enough at this point?
Yeah, he might. Yeah, it might just light bomb this turn. That leaves him with a clear board. Yeah, I mean, there's some steam that's run out of Macrame's hand, but you never really run out of steam as a Zoo
Right.
deck.
He's really got to throw up some threats now, though.
Yeah, he needs some taunts. He needs some heals. Well, he does have a taunt, and he's going to beef it up as much as possible. Any sort of direct damage, though, could just end this game.
Right. And there's a lot of cards left in both players' deck at this stage, so... The draw doesn't let him clear.
No.
So he continues to dig. Still no direct damage. Gives Gearframe another turn.
Yeah, and at this point, Gearframe probably needs to heal like every single turn in order to kind of climb his way out of this and keep some sort of taunt up. He chooses to attack with the egg. I wonder if he's going to attack with the Haunted Creeper also. He's not. Okay.
So what are Gearframe's options here for survival?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he kind of wants to keep taunting. He might want to play the Twilight Guardian and heal, but does he heal his face, or does he clear and try to heal a minion?
He's taunt, right. It's a tough call. I mean, you don't know what your opponent has in hand.
Yeah, it's
To
easy.
his luck, there's no direct damage yet, but Makarimi probably gets 2 draws in his turn because he's got plenty of health to keep tapping.
Yeah. I mean, another option would be to use the Velen's Chosen on his taunt right now.
And it looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah. The only issue with that is silence. Silence would leave him wide open. But in this scenario, he can actually clear the egg if he wanted to. And, he wouldn't be able to clear the 4/4 Nerubian that comes out of it, though. So he's choosing not to heal. Which is fine.
Yeah. And at this point, Makarimi can't break through that taunt.
He's just going to put more threats down.
Right.
At this point, I think, does draw.
He draws the silence.
Ooh.
This is going to put Gearframe in a tough position.
And with Lotheb to stop any spells.
That's a lot of damage.
And no way to clear.
No way to clear.
He's got taunt, but I don't know if it's enough. I mean, he can clear the 5/5 and the 2/1, but he'll still have a 4/4 and 2 1/1s out of the board.
Right. This is...
Deathlord is not a bad
Yeah.
pickup if he can survive his turn. And it's kind of another dead draw for Makarimi. He's going to tap again.
Power overwhelming. That's going to do it.
Is it, though?
Isn't it? Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
He can't break
He can
through
do 4
and do
damage.
face.
Right. If he power overwhelmings one of the Nerubians and attacks with the other one, it will kill the taunt and leave his 4/4.
So it does put him down to the wire for sure.
So instead, he's just going to probably throw out all of his minions.
Right.
It's just more threats, just threats on threats, and man, it's going to be really hard to I mean, he's got the Death Lord, but and that's enough to keep him alive for 1 turn, unless he draws something else like a Doomguard.
That is a good one.
So Gearframe is hanging in.
And he does draw a Doomguard.
Oh, he draws a Doomguard.
So let's see, that adds up to not enough still, but he needs to play both these cards, I think, and then tap. But he's already at 13 health, so really, can you
tapping
afford
is
to tap?
very dangerous at this point, even unless he just is gonna roll and see if he can, draw that direct damage.
He might have another power overwhelming, which would end the game. Or a soul
That
fire.
does not get him through, though. Yeah, he couldn't get through with the face damage, so...
He's got 2 damage. So he needs 5. He
finds the
but not enough mana. I don't know. We'll see, though.
Wow.
He's just got to survive 1 more turn.
Is there anything Gearframe could draw on this next turn that could power him through this?
If he draws a Holy Nova, that might be good. Now it might be too late. I don't think it's enough. Even because I was thinking with a Holy Nova and an Azure Drake, he might be able to clear the board. But, yeah, I don't know.
Don't say anything.
I don't think there's anything left.
This may just be Makarimi's series.
Is he desperately digging?
Not enough mana to clear the threats off, even if he was able to clear the board without having lethal this turn. Macarooni's got that.
We see the well played from Gear Frame.
Yeah.
And that's it. For our semifinals, we have all games played, and Macaroni is going to advance, and it's going to be our finals coming up here in just a minute.
Yeah, so we're going to make some adjustments to the stream here, and then we will be back with our final two players.
Yes.
Give us just